After I watched the 1995 film Ghost in the Shell and the 1997 film Gattaca, I found that the theme is extremely similar to the theme from the week that we watched Existenz and the 13th Floor. I believe that the theme between these two movies this week, is the theme of identity and the struggle to figure out who we really are. Where I think with Existenz and the 13th Floor, it was more about humanity than identity, which I should have clarified. But anyway, the theme of Ghost in the Shell and Gattaca is identity. In Ghost in the Shell, the Major is completely made up of robotic parts, and the only part of her that is still human is her brain. Everything is fake except the device that makes us who we are. Throughout the movie, and especially when she dives into the puppet master, she questions who she really is and if the only part of her that is genuinely real is her brain. She wonders who she really is if she is nobody because she has no human like parts that make up her body. She is herself in the sense that you are talking about her brain, but that's the only part of her that is actually her, because everything else is just a vehicle for her brain. She tries to find her identity in a body that has no identity. In Gattaca, the same thing happens, but in a less literal sense. Vincent's goal in life is to go up into space and is willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Because he's genetically imperfect in the eyes of Gattaca Corporation and any other place of employment, he has to pose as somebody else and leave all the things that make him Vincent behind so that he can completely adopt the different identity of Jerome Morrow. After Vincent completely abandons his identity to become Morrow, it could be argued that the only part of him left that is still truly Vincent is his brain. Mirroring the same scenario in Ghost in the Shell, just in a far less literal sense because he simply pretends to be someone else instead of replacing all of his body parts with machine. The theme of identity is the only way that Vincent can achieve his dreams because with his identity he was not able to. So he has to abandon his identity completely in order to adapt a completely different one, leaving him to wonder who he truly is if he's trying to fulfill his dream as a completely different person. So the item I chose to relate to the theme of identity between the two movies is my Xbox. The Xbox acts as a shell, like the Major in her robotic body, and like Vincent taking on the persona of Jerome Morrow. While the physical box acts as the shell, my Microsoft or Xbox account acts as my identity that can be inserted into the box. Because when you're shipped the box, you cannot play any games because it's just a shell, and it's your account where all of your games are stored. So I have to insert my account or my brain into the system inside the Xbox, my body, in order to play my games. My Xbox account functions the exact same as the Major's brain and as Vincent's brain because it houses the identity of who they are inside of a different body or inside of a fake body. The Xbox is just an empty Xbox until I put all of my information and load my Xbox account onto it, just like the Major's body without her brain is just a lifeless hollow shell. And Vincent's brain is, metaphorically speaking, planted inside another person's body because he had to completely adapt another person's identity that was not his own. And in that sense, the relationship between the Xbox and the Xbox account is an example of a mental identity inside of a physical body, like in the two films.